Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Conjuring Last Rites. And this movie came out in 2025, and it's the fourth Conjuring movie. And I have seen just about all of these Conjuring movies. I've seen a good chunk of these spin-offs. I haven't seen The Nun 2, and I have seen the first Nun movie. I've seen all of the Annabelle movies, and there was The Curse of La Leona, or whatever that was. I'm just going to skip talking about those because I don't really remember much about them. But the Conjuring movies, I like the first one. I think it's a good horror movie. I don't particularly like these movies for the horror. I more or less enjoy the filmmaking and the likable characters that we get. I just don't really find these movies scary. I just find them to be kind of, oh, it's being done with a skilled hand, and with James Wan directing the first movie and the second movie, I was like, okay, there's something here. And the first one's definitely my favorite, and the second one was good overall. It didn't get good for me until like the third act, but overall, I would say that's a decent movie. And third movie was where it kind of slipped for me. I was like, okay, I'm not really enjoying this that much. And now we have this one, and I think it's safe to say that these movies get worse as they go on. Like, I'm just talking about these four Conjuring movies. I'm not talking about the spin-offs. But these four movies that I just mentioned, the first one, the second movie, the third film, the subtitle for the third movie being The Devil Made Me Do It, and this one, Last Rites, they just get worse and worse as they go along, and I just enjoy them less and less. And those first two are watchable, but after that, they just don't really have much to offer me. I don't find them scary, and the characters are just getting weaker and weaker as they go along. Like, once James Wan left the director's chair, I feel as though that's when this series started to collapse, and it just became a downward spiral from there. Michael Shaves, and I think I might have pronounced that correctly. He also directed The Devil Made Me Do It, and he did The Nun 2, I believe. Like I said, haven't seen The Nun 2, but he directed the last Conjuring movie, and that one wasn't great, but this one was just somehow worse. Like, the only things I can say that are good about it is that there are some good performances in here. I still like Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson as Ed and Lorraine Warren, and when they were on screen, that's when the movie worked for me, kind of. It was not torture to sit through, but one thing that kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, oh, please don't do this constantly throughout the entire movie, was just those remember that moment. And I was afraid that was going to be the whole movie, and luckily it was not. But whenever they do those moments, it's kind of egregious, in my opinion. This movie was also poorly shot, and we just got way too many close shots, and whenever we got a wide shot, it just kind of felt like, oh, yay, finally a wide shot, and then we just got a bunch of close shots, and I can't really see the location all too well, and there are points where I can barely tell what room characters are in or where they're at, and that was a problem throughout the entire film for me. The opening scene in this movie was entirely pointless in my opinion, and just didn't need to be there. The tone was all over the place at times. Sometimes it was trying to be scary. Other times it was trying to be like a nice, enjoyable family time spending movie, I guess. Family bonding or whatnot. And then it goes back to a horror movie. I was like, do you even know what you want to be? Because I feel like the answer is no. There were also some really annoying cliches in this movie, and I didn't particularly care for how the antagonists were portrayed in this movie, like with their big smiles. I just kept thinking, like, this is the Evil Dead. That's all I could think of, and it was just very distracting for me. And I get it, like you're trying to make them scary or intimidating, but it just didn't work for me, unfortunately. I didn't like the music in this movie. Even when we got the main theme for The Conjuring, normally it's kind of creepy, but in this movie, it just didn't do anything for me. It was changed a little bit. It was like, it's kind of still there, but it doesn't really feel the same, unfortunately, because of what you've done to it and changed it. There were some really awful jokes in this movie that were just, why did you feel the need to insert jokes into the movie? Those were some of the most painful moments in this film. Luckily, they're only in one scene. It's like a classroom scene, and they're talking about Ghostbusters. So I'm like, oh my god, no. All of the setups in this movie were incredibly obnoxious for me, and they didn't work at all, in my opinion. And I just didn't really like most of the characters in this movie. That's another problem I have, is that the family that's being attacked, I don't care one bit about. I don't remember if that was a problem in the original film or even the second movie, but it's definitely a problem in this movie. I can definitely say that. And the movie was just very repetitive also. Like, it was just demon attacks, focus on the war and see what they're doing, and they're saying like, oh, we're retired, we're not doing this anymore. And maybe cut to the family that's being attacked and to see how they're dealing with it, or just showing them a demon attacking them, and that's the whole movie. The first half of this movie was just dumb and frustrating, but I wasn't like super bored by it until we got into the second half, and that's where I was really starting to feel the repetitive nature of the film, and I just wanted it to end. And eventually it did end. Did it need to be over 2 hours long? Absolutely not. Could have been much shorter. That would have been appreciated. Under 2 hours would have been nice, but this movie is 2 hours and 15 minutes for some reason. And that's about all I have to say about The Conjuring Last Rites. I kind of hate this movie. Never want to watch it again. It was quite painful to sit through, and I'll never be watching it again. Or at least that will be the case unless I'm doing a director ranking video or whatnot. But outside of that, never watching this again. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Conjuring Last Rites a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of The Conjuring Last Rites, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. I think I said everything right, but that's going to be what's next. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.